would never get myself into. I will never cast Jace the Mind Sculptor Legacy. It's just not my style.
He's not a goblin.
Yeah, it's just not my style. I'm not going to splash blue in my goblin deck for Jace, no matter how powerful it is. So, you know, I'm actually going to see this in action for the first time. This seems like a miserable experience, as Charlotte's Agent is going to untap. Looks like it gets to at least attack that Jace down to 1.
Right, so is it what Jace does that makes you not want to play him, or the fact that you just can't splash blue? Like if Jace were 2 and 2 red, he'd be an honorary goblin. If you could cast him in a goblin deck, or no, still just. No,
not for me.
All right.
Nothing personal, just not for me.
So interestingly, it's confusing with these grindy matchups. Normally I'd say whoever gets the Jace going first, that's the guy who's ahead in the grindy matchup. This is new territory for me watching this game.
Yeah, I actually don't know how this works. Like,
yeah, okay. Normally, like the guy with the Jace is winning. They're like this, like, I don't know what they're trying to do now. They both have Jaces.
Well, I feel like I know who's ahead.
It seems like the person just like dropped a flurry of creatures would be ahead.
Yeah, after seeing Uppal's turn of playing Tarmogoyf into Deathrite Shaman, and knowing that Braun-Duin doesn't have like a Wrath effect, like a Damnation, or any way to really get these things off the board, he just has to brainstorm and try to catch up. Ancestral Visions, Tropical Island, and I think that was a Disfigure.
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and throw out how I think this works. I think lands are really important in this situation. Okay. This is my first instinct because, well, remember, when you have a Jace brainstorming every turn, and with this Charlotte's Agent Ancestral Visions engine that the bug deck has, I don't see these players running out of things to cast. So what's really going to be important, it's like turns into this tempo matchup. Both players have a million things to cast. The question is, who can cast more of them? And right now, 6-4, I think that's just an Uppal.
Yeah, I mean, it's Uppal by a long shot here.
Right, we saw him play right. Deathrite Shaman, Tarmogoyf.
Mm-hmm.
That's 5 mana. Braun-Duin can hardly match that.
He's going to try to, of course. He's going to start by playing a Tropical Island and just pass the turn back. At least it looks like he's going to pass the turn back. And he is. Wow.
All right. Yeah, so no plays here. What is he... See what he's looking for. I know he has a lot of plays available. He could have buried that Ancestral Visions and then Charlotte's Agented into it. He elected to do nothing with his turn.
I mean, it feels like an Abrupt Decay, 1, maybe 2, is what it feels like.
I'm interested. It seems like Brian's going to be unable to protect his Jace right now.
Yeah, I think that Jace is going to bite the dust, depending on how Uppal does attack here. See from some 5/6 Tarmogoyfs in the house.
Right. I mean, and once that happens, I'll be much more comfortable telling you about this board state once one of the Jaces is gone. I can tell you the guy who has Jace is winning now. Okay, but
yeah, it's a lot easier.
It's right.
Maelstrom Pulse targeting Jace, huh?
Wow. Okay, he's just going right for the dome. He doesn't want to waste any time attacking Jace when he could just be attacking Brian. Brian's it's 13 on the board.
That means that Uppal loses his Jace. It's symmetrical.
Hold on. Yep, hold on. Hold on. Gotta pause this here.
Yeah, I mean, they'll get to it in a moment. I mean,
they're gonna figure out what just happened here.
That means that Uppal loses his Jace, too.
No, his Jace is gone.
Yeah, I mean, he Fate Sealed with it, but that, yeah.
And how many times have you Maelstrom posted Planeswalker and be like, oh no, I got my own Planeswalker with it, too?
Yeah, his Jace is dead.
No one caught it. Because why would anyone catch it? I missed it, too. Yeah. I'll tell you that. Like, I don't think about killing my own Jace.
Yeah, I've been waiting for that play to actually happen for a long time now in the Bug Mirror, because both Jaces can be in play. So that's actually one of the first things I thought of when the rule took place. Is that I
never thought of it with Maelstrom Pulse. No, I'm watching this board and he, I saw him pulse it and I was like, oh, that's aggressive. Never like, oh wait, that kills his own Jace.
All right, Tarmogoyf going to bite. So both Tarmogoyfs die via the Abrupt Decays. So now Uppal is just left with a Charlotte's Agent, and now Disfigure's going to take care of this. So all of a sudden, Braun-Duin was like in a world of trouble, and now he's like coming back.
Well, when your opponent kill spells their own Jace, that helps.
Well, that's not a good idea.
Okay,
I cannot advertise
when you pulse your own Jace. All right.
That's not something that you want to do.
Here's a baleful real,
This was bound to happen, because this is the kind of mistake that Matthias, where you make it once and you just go, oh, never again. All right.
Yeah, no, I could have done the same thing there. I'm not going to say that, oh, I can't believe you didn't see the play. No, that's weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's a literally a mistake that, it happens the one time you're just like, oh, geez, that was awful. I'll make sure I never do that again.
So now no player with a Jace in play, having played a little bit of this matchup. I know cards like Baleful Strix and Shardless Agent start becoming very important in this matchup, along with Ancestral Visions, though it's a little slow.
Yeah, Braun-Duin has 3 Ancestral Visions in his hand right now while he's resolving this Brainstorm. Now, Matthias, you couldn't tell me who was winning when both players had Jaces. You were trying to wait until one player had a Jace, so you said that.
Yeah, then I had the easy out. And like, the guy with a Jace.
So now who's winning?
Well,
no players have a Jace.
No players have a Jace. It's going to be about who can keep more cards in their hand, because basically these creatures are all just really good at one-for-oneing. Baleful Strix is excellent because it draws a card and then trades with a Tarmogoyf, which are some of the most important cards in this matchup. The best clock in the matchup is actually probably Deathrite Shaman. It's the one thing that can deal damage most reliably. But I think really what it comes down to is the card drawing. Just a lot of things are going to trade. You want to be the person at the end when all the trading is done who still has cards left.
Now, we saw when we cut into this game, Uppal play multiple spells in one turn, multiple cards in one turn in a flurry, just like BBD did. He plays a Tarmogoyf, he plays a Deathrite Shaman, finishes resolving a Brainstorm, plays a Tar Pit, suspends an Ancestral Visions, as now Uppal's going to move to his turn. He draws an Abrupt Decay, and now he's going to go through the iterations on what he needs to do.
Well, I would go back to when we were saying who's winning. Okay, I do think that Justin Uppal's draw that turn makes this a little bit easier as... All right, we're back.
Jace. Okay. I think he's gonna get this one right.
Yeah, all right. I like the player with the Jace again. I'm gonna make the bold statement.
Oh, there it is.
Yep,
there it is.
I think. Yep. See, we go. Kill spell Jace. I think he's ahead.
This is why you get paid the big bucks, my friend. So Jace is gonna bounce the Tarmogoyf. Abrupt Decay takes care of the Deathrite Shaman. In comes the Agent and the Strix. Vision's going to tick down. Tarmogoyf die unnecessary, but that Creeping Tar Pit can finish the Jace.
And I was just going to point that out. This Jace is a temporary Jace. It may just be a really expensive unsummon in this situation. It unsummons and then might cost Brian almost his entire turn.
Well, fortunately for Brian, he can actually relay that Tarmogoyf to brick, to brick that Shardless Agent, unless Uppal does have another Abrupt Decay, which he does, but he's going to start his turn off with a Brainstorm. So 1 in Shardless Agent, 2 in Ancestral Visions, and 3 Baleful Strix, making it look pretty easy as the youngster.
As you know this. And then he does a pretty savvy play here. What he does is he buries that Ancestral Visions under the land. He switches the order so that when he cascades with the Shardless Agent, that he will not have to redraw that land. He's going to cascade, put that land on the bottom, and then get to cast the Ancestral Vision.
There goes that Misty. There goes the Visions. 1, 2, and 3 cards coming for Mr. Uppal.
Yeah, it's like Muldrifter, but a lot better.
That's I suppose, an apt comparison.
Costs 2 less, gives you another card. I mean, it doesn't fly, but it's an artifact. So and that gets style points.
Oh sure, plus it makes Tarmogoyf bigger. So there you go.
Right.
All right, BBD, can you come back? Sitting at 3, facing down 3 creatures. Here's a Baleful Strix to start. Hit 1, Misty Rainforest.
And I think the board advantage, still could go either way, despite the fact that both players are drawing cards in a flurry left and right. But what we have to start looking at is the life point advantage. Brian has to answer everything right now. He's at 3.
There's a Misty Rainforest. Looks like he's gonna pass the turn back to Uppal. His hand right now has multiple copies of Ancestral Visions. You can see some frustration there from BBD, as Uppal's gonna untap at 15 life. BBD sitting at 3. Uppal will draw his card for the turn. It's another Baleful Strix. He does have Liliana the Veil in his hand as well.
And it's looking like Brian may have run out of resources first. He's gonna have to use that Creeping Tar Pit on the block just to not die this turn. And with this Liliana, I think, all right. Yep. I don't think he has any more outs.
Yeah, so that is going to do it. Justin Uppal is going to win this match 2-0. Shardless Bugbear goes to the younger of the two, Brian Braun-Duin. He top-8'd yesterday as well, as did Huey Jensen, but we're not going to see a repeat performance for him. Gets his second loss at the hands of Uppal, and with any luck for Uppal, as coming into this round, he's sitting at 10th place, he may be able to draw in.
At 10th, it's a little less certain. He's going to be right on the cusp of who can draw in and who can't. So we'll see with him. I think Huey's almost a lock to be in.
Very close.
Yeah, his breakers were very high, which is what you get when you start out a tournament undefeated.
Yeah.